What's up, everyone? It's Trainer Dell. In this video for you, I have my BCS, the Bushiroad Championship Series 2023 tournament report. I played in the Anaheim one, and overall, fun experience. All of my opponents were super nice, super friendly, and the staff were super cool and everything. And it's crazy to know that these tournaments are like free to play, and so much gets done. So again, to everybody, just thank you overall for having this being like a really fun experience. I think for Puddin also, she played against people that were super nice. No one ever being that mean. And also very happy to see our decks because she played her Batman Ninja. I played obviously my Rent-A-Girlfriend. Met like 6 people that were like, Ruka best girl. And I was like, heck yeah. One person was like, he's a Sumi fan. But man, please Bushiroad set 2. You know, a few people and I were just talking about it during the pre or the post mulligan, like going into that and waiting for the round to start. You know, it would be nice if Yomori was in blue and yellow. I think that would fit. If we do like a data live situation where there's like Rent-A-Girlfriend 2 and 3 is like combined as one set. Because we're just, it's like, this deck has such cool stuff. It's just missing modern day tools, really. It has like, you know, this and the clean cut and the bomb deck bomb, which I love to do the bomb deck bomb and then clean cut it down. We have the Riki or whatever, and then stuff to search. We have ways, but it's just, oh man, it'd be really nice to get to a memory kit counter, an anti-level counter, a stock swap, please. Like, it was so free. So many times people just building their stock. And yeah, I'm gonna go into my tournament report, talk about it. And at the end, I guess, you know, you'll know what my record is. Obviously, did not make top 8 or anything like that. But yeah, we'll just start off with the first game was against Hololive, with the finisher being the Kanata, or the Kanata deck. I don't know if there was another finisher other than that. But he was a very new player. Started off playing the game. I think he just built a deck the day before at Tressa's Collectibles. If you want to get yourself at Tressa's, not sponsored or anything like that. But he had told me, he's like, man, he just built it the day before. Mike was gracious enough to just kind of help him build. He knew what he wanted. He wanted to play Toru, I believe the name is Tora. But that's his favorite girl, I guess. And I said, hey man, I'm playing Rent-A-Girlfriend because Ruka best girl for me, so that's why I'm playing this. And helped him also kind of play the fundamentals, like, hey, don't forget your draw step, your clock step, like, you know, just go back and forth, just talking, helping him out to play the game. But very, you know, being very new, the early game, he actually had damage lead against me. He was beating me for most of the game, but at the very end, he couldn't close it out because as a newer player, you forget to think ahead into next levels and to set up and to sculpt your hand for later. So he was not able to do that and kind of just kept swinging for like ones and crashing, and I was just able to hit heavy damage by the very end. And in the first round, they gave away these promos. So got the quintuplet, very beautiful, cute card with that stamp. Really nice to see this. And also for free, like, this is just for free. This is for participating. These sleeves, man, the Guilty Gear Soul Bad Guy sleeve, so sick. Thank you, Bushiroad staff and Bushiroad as a company. Like, I know they're very minuscule, not minuscule, but what's the word I'm looking for? Not minimalist, but they're very focused. They know their niche, you know. But for the stuff they give us, this stuff is so cool, you know. Just getting this for free. Round 2, go up against Dragon Maid, and like, even though the last game I still got pushed to 3-3 or something like that, 3-4, and then this game, I guess all my games were kind of close. There's only like a few comfortable wins, not even like a few, but the Dragon Maid, very back and forth. He only like climax comboed with his level 1 once, and it was only like with 1 Toru, so he did not. He wasn't able to loop it. It was just one of those games for him, I guess. But at the very end, that 1-3 soul damage one, the little dragon, very gifted, hits really hard like a truck. And I could only cancel so much before. It has like burn 1 on attack, and then obviously if it's a dragon character on top, and then the damage from that. And if it's canceled, burn for her soul. So at the very end, I canceled as much as I could, but couldn't finish it out. And I got right there. Very close game, and just I canceled as much as possible until the very last one, and I couldn't cancel the last damage. So I took an L right there. Really fun. The third game was against Hololive again, and this person had a very nice, beautiful card. I mean, a lot of people had nice holos. Obviously, this deck doesn't have really like any SRs. I think it's just like straight up, because this a lot of this was just from extras and stuff that I had, and so like seeing Gura SP, ooh, and then a foil like climax for Gura, really nice. But this was probably my luckiest game, because again, it was back and forth. We both had like a lot of stock, a lot of sculpting. We had a lot of hand. It was just back and forth. And he had a lot of stock. He built up a lot. But during like, I think he was like 2-4 or 2-5, something like that. And I was at 2-5 going into my turn. I clocked, drew, and I was like, I have to close it out. I have to try to win now. Like, if I don't, I'm gonna die from Gura. So I like used Mommy. Like, I had one in hand, played her. I kept it in the hand because I never really needed it, but I was like, I'm gonna do that just to clock myself, put myself to 3. Got to like my Chizuru's and everything, and I played 2 Chizuru's and then one of this Ruka to bounce a middle lane back, because he was playing like also standby, so he had something there. But I was able to just bounce it back to hand. And this Ruka with this climax was able to, I think I hit that direct lane for 5 and it all stuck. And then when I attacked with Chizuru, climax, combo, burn 2, I hit the climax that was left in his deck, and then he just took the like 4 damage. I think I triggered or something like that. So he took 4. So he took like 9 straight damage, and he just, it was so lucky because he had his hand also sculpted. So if he got to play level 3, he had 3 Gura, I think like 12 or something stock, and the climax in hand. So that was a lucky break for me. So yeah, got that win. And then we walked over to like the restrooms and stuff, restroom break, and we walked kind of a little far because we didn't want to go to the one that was right next to us. Because that game was so grindy, the previous round, I took a while. Like, I didn't hit time or anything like that, which was kind of cool. But I just, took time to walk. I had a headache at this time. I needed water. I needed to like eat something. So we took our time. But the round just felt like it came so fast the next round. So we had to like rush it back. And I was like, almost like sweating. I was like, oh no. But as we learned, you get like 5 minutes. But I made it in time. I played against, I can't pronounce this, Afreta, the lowly vampire and the gun guy. Again, like I said, all these games were close, man. I had to use a lot of thinking power. My brain was so mush by the end. But there was a lot of back and forth in this game as well. He had the level 1 that if I cancel, he gets to like stock 2. And if I don't cancel, I just take heavy damage because it's 2 soul. And I had a lot of stock again. Like, it was just like, okay, I'm going to build stock. I had nothing to spend it on. And then I got stock swapped. And I had to put on a poker face because I knew I was counting my climaxes before the stock swap. I was kind of like, all right, I'm going to get set up. I think I have an all right game plan for level 3. Because I think I was like at 2-4, 2-5, something like that. I have a good game plan. I'm fine. I have 1 climax in hand. I have 5 in deck, and I have 2 still in my deck. And it was a very small deck. I think there was like 2 or 3 cards. Like, it was not even a lot. I can't remember exactly. I think it was like 3 cards. But I knew 2 of those were canceled, so I was like, okay, I'll survive. But I got stock swap. I put on poker face. 10 cards, refresh. 2, 3, refreshed, and the rest of it. And then I was like, oh no, I don't know what's going to happen. Nah, I just took all that damage. He was at 3. I got climaxed, and I just took, I think, big damage, and I couldn't stop any of it. And then when we checked, it was the 2 I had there, and then 2 more got stuck in there, and I had the 1 in hand. So I really had what, like 5? I had 5 out with 3 in deck, and my deck was pretty. It wasn't like the big, but it was good enough where I just couldn't cancel. And yeah, it is what it is. Happens. So we go walk around a little bit, and I decide to go get some stuff. So I go to the Bushy Road store, and I get these Asuna sleeves. Pretty cool. And then something else that was small, like a little figure or whatever, to spin the wheel, but didn't get anything good. Didn't get anything. It just got those little tin badges. So then we go into round 5, and this might by far be the funnest game for me of the day, because I sit down, pull out all my stuff. I got the deck box, the playmat, the same sleeves and everything. Like, Rent a Girlfriend. And I'm wearing a Ruka shirt, actually. I'm wearing a Ruka shirt. And the guy kind of looks surprised. His eyes widen. He's like, and he goes, Solidarity? Solidarity? I'm like, what's up? Turns his deck around. He's playing Ruka. He's playing Ruka Waifu, actually. And I'm like, whoa, we're just talking back and forth. Like I said, we're talking about, like, man, if only there was a set 2, like how fun Rent a Girlfriend is. Like, how do you even play the mirror? We're just kind of like, we both are like, hey, this opening play Ruka and everything, just stuff like that. Very fun. I was out 4 climaxes at the beginning of the game. I drew into 2, discarded those 2 because they were the red ones, and then drew into nothing. Like high levels, clocked. Canceled kind of early, so I was out for, like, in his attack. I was just out. I was like, oh man. And it was, again, very grindy. I did not climax combo once. I always had the off climax for some reason, but I was trying to just push damage if I could. He was able to climax combo with 2 Rukas. I think he did like 2 at one point, and then like the next turn like 1 Ruka, and like, kind of got to sculpt his hand a bit. And at the very end of the game, I got triple comboed and survived because I had 8 climaxes all going back in. So I took some damage, but I survived some damage. And there was a funny interaction where he kept siding against this Ruka, but at the very end, he decided just to attack it. And I was like, oh, do I even want to do it? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try 1. It's reversed. I'm going to try 1. 1 off the top into character. I'm like, all right, I'm stopping there, and I discard it. And I take some damage, and it helped me. I actually was able to cancel, and stuff like that. So I'm actually surprised I'm getting another turn in turn 3, or in level 3. I'm like, whoa, like I survived 6 attacks, And by this time, he's out some cancels. He's out. Like, I am able to do the Ruka on him again, or like this one. And it gets to stick damage, like it hit direct and hit some damage. And then the Chizuru as well. I get this, and I have the off climax, obviously. So I'm just trying to hit damage. And I actually get him to 3-5. And I'm like, well, he canceled 1 attack. I think it was either second one of this or one of these, I can't remember. So it was on last attack. And he was counting all his stuff, and I think he had 1 climax left in deck, and I think his deck had like 7 or 8 cards, so he didn't know. I attacked, fronted this against his level 3 Ruka, and he was just like, he was debating on using the counter, which is the one that when you play it, you're able to accelerate. He was at 3, 3-5, so he could do the accelerate and still like take 1 off the top and try to get into climax, but he was scared. He didn't know his deck was so small. It's like, man. So he decides not to do it. He's like, let's just go for it. I'm like, all right. And guess what? It was the cancel right off the top. So if he had done the effect, he would have actually lost because he had no more left in deck. And so it was really fun. He was like, well, you gotta believe in your wife. You gotta trust in her. Trust in Ruka. She could stop the damage. So yeah, it was just really funny. I was like, even with this, I was like, I don't want to win this way. I don't want Chizuru to beat Ruka. And then he full comboed again. I had this, do you want to do the effect? I was like, nah, no blocks. Go for it. Like, let's just, like, I knew I was dead then. Like, all my stuff was over. So yeah, the most fun game, talking back and forth about Rent a Girlfriend, about arts, some of the cards again. And just like man, would be really nice. Bushiroad set 2, please. There's a lot of people who actually want it. I mean, I'm one of them. So now I'm X3 here. I'm 2-3, and I'm like, man. But I was like, you know what? I have faith. I want to end the night having more wins than losses. So if I don't get there, I don't get there. But I'm going to try. My brain is mush, but I'm going to try. Go against Tokyo Avengers. The next round, dual laners, and I'm like, hey, bro, I ain't got no stock swap. You're gonna be so free. You know, we had a good talk because he actually read the manga. He reads it for Rent a Girlfriend. And he's like, oh man, something just took a turn in it, and I was just like, oh. So we talked about the voice actors and how the voice actors are actually pretty good. You know, the animation's all right, and I like the cute music. I like the look of it. It's just an enjoyable anime. Just the anime is enjoyable. Not like top tier or anything like that, but enjoyable overall. So we're playing, and I'm canceling a lot. And one of these just kept swinging the middle over and over. I think I got like 5 attacks with this, sticking damage in the empty lane while he took part like the bigger things, which was fine. There were times I was like, on the side, because I had climaxes, some on the side, and I would stick like 1 damage, because the Chifus are like level 1, so I could side without losing my lane, and I was, like I said, just sticking damage. I got him to 3, and I was at 2-2. I think it was like at 3-3, but he didn't even realize that I was that low. So he does the big wombo combo, the Chifu, the Mitsuyas that are like burning me. The Baji, and then here comes the Mikey, and I am now, if not for some timely cancels from some attacks, I would have been dead. He would have killed me from 2-2, but I stuck around I got to like 3-4, and that was the end. And just when my turn came around, it was just like easy pickings right there. Like I was able just to close it out. So yeah, I got another W, so I'm like 3-3, and I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of pumped. I'm kind of like, yeah, man, I'm feeling it. I was like, that's a bad matchup for me because I can't touch the stock at all. But getting that win was another all right. So round 7 goes, and I'm playing against a guy with Rushia and that's like that archery girl. And I feel so bad because I'm really wanting to win, and this guy just came off 3 straight losses. He went 3 straight wins and then 3 straight losses, and he was feeling it, that you're at the top of the top just to drop down. And I don't know what happened, but his deck was just not resonating with him because he was able to get those two level 1 combos. They're both blue. Where you top check, and if it's a Hololive character, it adds to hand. The 4 times he was able to play it and resolve it, they were climaxes right off the top. All 4 times, and I was like, whoa. And he was just he's not feeling it. He was not feeling that game at all. He still kind of pushed me to 3 because his ending thing was Rushia, and so when he was at 3, he finally did the Rushia combo and whatnot. And I was like, whoa, it was funny because I think on my own attack, it was I had to level because I deck refreshed. So I went to 3 on that one or something like that. And then it all was just damage going back. Oh no, I don't think I went to 3 yet. I think it was all a hit got me to level, but something like that. I can't remember exactly. No, I think I attacked. Something happened. So it was all characters in my waiting room. That for sure I know. It was all characters. And so when he shuffled my deck, all those cards back in, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, that's all just more damage. But I was able to cancel. I was able to get there. And then on my turn, I think I even triple cheeseroed him. And it was just over from there. And felt really bad. I think after that, he was like, nah, he's done for the day. There's no way to come back. And 2, it's just after 4 straight losses, what? Sorry, bro. Next game, I think we're getting ready. I go and play against another Hololive deck, and it's the ending finisher is Gura. And this was one of those games where we both, again, played very grindy, very like back and forth. I just did not want to let up. Like, one thing I love is, like, I think it's, what's her name? Aqua or something? This against Aqua, this always comes up. I don't know what it is with this Ruka, but she just hates Aqua. And then if I'm able to get this to, like, save her and bring it down. And there was just so many times where he had a lot of level 0 utility cards that couldn't, like, get over my level 1. So I was able to just accumulate more advantage, I guess you could say. But he was still able to, like, Gura me twice at the end. But it just wasn't enough. Like, I was so... Like, he couldn't cancel in the early game at all. Like, he kept either a brainstorm or he triggered. So it was just one of those things where he couldn't keep his climaxes in deck. And, you know, I would have some timely cancels here and there. I'll say, like, if I can remember any number of cancels, let's say, like out of, like, 8 cancels, he canceled, like, once, and I canceled, like, 7 times. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like that. Like, it just felt like I canceled way more just because in the early part he didn't cancel, and I got like timely cancels type of thing. And then yeah, just this again MVP, just clearing a lane and then just going in. Like, I was like, whatever. She also kind of helped in like the mid game just to heal me to like a nice place that if I didn't get that heal, I think I would have. It would have just gotten more sour. Like, I needed the heal in stock and stuff like that to build up. So then we go walk around after that game. It's like, yeah, I get the W, and then we walk around, and then I didn't even notice they had like these other little pamphlets at the Bushy Road store that showed like playmats. So they had the playmat to this Asuna that I showed earlier. So I got that. I'm not gonna open it up. I'm just gonna kind of keep it like that. And I was like, cool. So I picked that up. Got 2 more spins on the wheel because that was like $40. But again, nothing. And you know. Very tired. They said that because, it was going to close soon. So, like, we got to go get it. And now it's time for the last round. 9 rounds. 9 rounds of Swiss. And I'm really happy. I'm like, win or lose, I got 3 straight W's. So, even if I lose this game, I have a winning record. I'm very happy. I'm just like, cool, rent a girlfriend, winning record. In a tournament that actually kind of matters. I'm not going to... I was far off from actually winning the thing. But to have a winning record was really cool. So go up against Slime, and there's some like stuff going on. I don't know. They were stalling, whatnot, and I also feel bad because then they did the raffle. So like looked at me because she was like at a table over. She already won her match, and I'm trying to scramble. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude, and I'm scrambling trying to find my raffle tickets. But he was really patient. He was really cool. I think I even misplayed one time, and he just let me know like, oh, you have to do it like this. And I was like, oh, my bad. My brain is so mush. I'll just be honest. My brain was so mush, I just forgot to pay 1 extra stock for something. I think it was for the Ruka climax swap. Like, I paid it, did the climax swap without paying the 1 extra. I just kind of like was like, oh yeah, it's a climax swap. But like, you know, I'm so used to doing that as level 0, so I paid the 1. So I was like, okay, we just took out the stock that it would have been. So what happened? Again, my brain is mush right now, all of a sudden. So it's really close again. Like I said, oh my gosh. The brain power I had to use yesterday, like every time it was post-game, I had a headache. But then when I'm playing the game, like I'm like, okay, I'm all right. But my brain was so mush. We were both so close. I was timely canceling, and he was timely canceling, and it was again, very, very back and forth. And at the very end, I attack. He's at 3-5, and I'm at 3-6, and I'm just putting out like sacrificial stuff, like just throw these out. Like I think I threw out I think it was my Sumi Brainstorm. I moved up this Ruka and then the level 1. So I swing with the Sumi in the left lane. He cancels. That was actually... So I'm like, dang, because I had triggers, right? Like, I kept triggering. I was like, as long as I trigger, it was a trigger, he canceled. Attacked with this one in the middle lane, which he had the Millum. I didn't know, because my brain is mush. It's the Clock Shoot Millum. He cancels again, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, if I reverse this millim, if I reverse your character, I can pay 3 stock and clock shoot it." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm dead." I'm like, "Good game." We look at his next. He's like, "Dude, that was the last of my climaxes." He shows the rest of his deck. There's no more climaxes. So if I had attacked with this one, and he would have canceled, and then I attacked in the middle because he only had one of the millims that was the clock shoot, I would have won, and I would have ended the day with Rent's a Girlfriend a lot better. But hey, man, we back to reality. Rent's a Girlfriend, mid deck, but fun deck, lovely deck. So it is one of those things that like it kind of hurts to lose on your opponent's turn. It's not common in Weiss, but man, it was kind of cool to end the night that way. Like, oh man, I got to see Ruka Waifu. I got to see the big Tokyo Revengers play, and got to see again winning on the off turn, and yeah, ended the night 5-4, and was ranked 81. Right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but 81. Kobe's, I was kind of happy it was 81. Because I was like, hey, that's how much Kobe scored. That's his most points in game. So Mamba mentality. Like, rest in peace, Kobe. Being an LA boy. So yeah, super happy. Had an amazing time. Had an awesome time. So I definitely gotta say, if a regionals pops up in your area or whatever and you want to play, go play some Weiss Schwarz. It's most of the community has been super nice and super cool, very understanding. Like obviously being playing in other card games, there are some people that are card sharks and really on the rules and will not help you out. But like I say, my opponent misplayed. I'm like, hey man, you can do this, or you have to do it like this. They're like, okay, take it back. Never really called judge. There was one opponent, I'm not going to say who, had the sleeves that had artwork on it, like the over sleeves, but I was like, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to tell a judge or chill. I'm having a great time. I ain't trying to be one of those players, but there are, playing Yu-Gi-Oh, there are times where, man, people get so into rulings and card things, like, oh, you already played something, you can't take it back. Like, like from what I remember, yeah, we can go on. That's a whole nother video. So I can really get into like the toxicity of other card games. But so far, when it comes to Weiss, I've only met like 1 or 2 dudes out of like a bunch of dudes that have been like that. So for the most part, everyone's been super nice. Thank you so much. And if you stuck around to this much, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. All right, thanks for watching. Peace.